What's up, YouTube? The old Bayside geocacher back here with some caching with Stick Sport Girl. It's Thanksgiving weekend and we're going to be at the Stroud Preserve. This is going to be a two-part adventure because there's 4 in total adventure labs. I'm going to have 2 adventure labs on one video and 2 adventure labs on the second. So it's going to be part 1 and part 2. We ended up getting 23 caches in total, so very successful, and lovely hikes on the afternoon. If you like this series of 2 adventure labs, give us a thumbs up. Always consider subscribing down below. You know, Mr. BA is up on Instagram, but before we get to part 1 and part 2 of the caching adventure, a word from our sponsor, CK Productions, LLC.
Episode is brought to you by Corey Katona and CK Productions for all your audio and voiceover needs. Visit www.coreykatona.com for more information. That's www.coreykatona.com.
All right, everyone, welcome. We are here on this nice Saturday after Thanksgiving, and we're going to take a hike in the Stroud Preserve. There's a whole bunch of adventure labs here, and we're going to try to get through as many of those as we can, and there is one traditional cache in here that we will try to pick up along our way. So we'll get started and we'll come back to when we're at our first destination. All right, so we are at first stop of a hiking tour of Stroud Preserve, part 1. And the first stop is the bridge, which is right behind me. It's a pretty cool bridge. It goes right over the Brandywine River. And the question here is, the bridge walls are made of stones and cement, bricks and stones, stones and metal, sticks and stones. So I'd say stones and cement, which is correct. All right, so we're gonna cross the bridge and we'll come back to when we're at our next stop. All right, so our next stop here on this particular adventure lab is the barn, and you can see the barn is right behind me. Apparently it was a cattle farm, and it's stretched all the way from the town of Westchester to Wawasset Road, which is a fair distance from where we are. The question here is, how many total arched openings are on the front of the barn? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I got 8.
All right, and that is correct. All right, so we will come back to when we're at our next stop. All right, so our next stop is the farmhouse, which you can see behind me. This original farmhouse was built by Thomas Worth, who inherited the property from his father, who purchased the land from William Penn. He's the OG here in PA. And it's had a lot of renovations over the years, apparently. And the question here is, how many second floor windows are seen above the front porch roof? So 5.
That's what I got too.
Okay, that is correct. All right, we'll come back to when we're at our next stop. All right, our next stop is the marker. As you can see, there's a marker right behind me. The question is, what trail color is shown at the top of the post, which is red. So we'll pick that, and that is correct. And we're gonna go to the overlook next, right behind me. So we'll come back when we're at the top of that.
Hike into the top of the hill. You will hear us puffing.
All right. So we are at the last stop of the, I have to remember the names of the hiking tour of Stroud Preserve, part 1. We're at stage 5, which is the overlook. And as you can see, we're overlooking a nice field pasture place.
And we hiked up the hill.
We did hike up the hill. It was a hill, but we're here and we're good. The question here is asking about the bench that's to my right, and it asks who the person of honor shown on the bench is. Is it the Stroud? Maybe. Let's see. Oh no. In honor of longtime trustee Jack Terrell on the occasion of his 60th birthday. So that is him, which is very good. So this is a 2-part adventure lab. So we've got the north coordinates now to the bonus, but now we have to do part 2 in order to get the west coordinates. So we will continue on, and the next part of our video will be a hiking tour of Stroud Preserve Part 2. Alright everyone, welcome back. We are now on a hiking tour of Stroud Preserve Part 2. So we just finished Part 1 and now we're going to continue on this trail to complete Part 2. Right now we're at the first stop, which is the trail marker right behind me. And the question here is, what two different trail colors appear on this marker? Well, okay. So there's red on this side, but then it looks like red and purple on this side. So, or maybe blue? I don't know. We'll try red and blue. No. Oh, okay. We're fancy here. Chartreuse? No?
Chartreuse is green.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it said it was red and gray, but I don't think that's what that is. I mean, I guess it is gray. Yeah. It looks more like purple, but
Yeah, from our angle, okay, that side is more gray, the other side is more purple.
fine. At least they gave us options, so I could just pick. Okay, so we're done there. So we're going to continue on this trail to our next stop. All right. So we are at stop 2 on our hiking tour of Stroud Preserve, Part 2. And we are at the Power Tower. So behind me, you can see
that was the overlook that we hiked at, was the end of Part 1 that you could see we were up at, we came down and we had to come up again.
Yeah, so 2 stops ago, if you're watching on the video, that's where we were, on that hill right behind me, furthest away. So now it's asking about the power tower that's in front of me. And the question is, how many pairs of thick black wires do you see hanging from the power tower? And there are 3 of them. So we'll press that. And that is correct. Oh, next stop, Heart Attack Hill. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
We are at stop number 3, which is called Heart Attack Hill. As you can see, there's a nice incline going up behind
A lot of
me.
it goes all the way back to the right, back behind Sticksport Girl.
Yep. And we're looking here at the sign that says dogs must be what at all times? They must be leashed at all times. So that's that. Next stop is another scenic overlook, so hopefully we'll have a nice view when we come back.
And we'll be huffing and puffing, I suspect, just a bit.
I'm sure. All right, so we are at stop number 4, scenic overlook, and we are now at basically the top of Heart Attack Hill. So it was definitely a nice burn on those hamstrings and those calves, that's for sure. But you can see that there's a nice view right behind me. The question here is, according to the sign, who is the region's largest land conservation organization? So let's see. The Natural Lands Trust. Natural Lands Trust. Perfect. All right. Now our last stop on this adventure is the downhill run. So I guess we're going to have a decline at some point. So we'll come back when we're at the bottom, I guess, and we'll give you the next clue. So we are taking a break from our Adventure Lab caches here, and we are going to look for a traditional cache. It's called Poker 2017 Stroud Preserve. Right now we're about 20 feet away from it. It's a size small. There's no hint, but they said there's no bushwalking needed. So we'll take a little look around and see if we can find it. So here it is. Mr. BA was able to spot it. I will sign the log and we'll be on our way to finish the Adventure Lab caches. Alright. So we are at the last stop on our hike of Stroud Preserve Part 2, and it's called Downhill Run. And as you can see, there's a nice downhill slope behind me.
Yep, and you can see the trail cut in there. Kind of reminds me of Lombard Street in San Francisco, windy down the hill.
Yeah. The question here is, do you think it's a good idea to run down this hill? The answers are yes, no, I'm going to skip down, I'm going to roll down. Alright. The answer was no, in case anybody was wondering, but that's not what I picked first. Alright, so we are all good with that. So now we have both sets of coordinates to find the bonus cache for these 2 associated adventure labs. So what we will do is we're going to continue on and do another set of adventure lab caches here, or at least start that today.
whilst we are looking for the bonus cache because we don't know exactly where it is.
All right, everyone, welcome back. So, as you can see, we're not in the Stroud Preserve, but we are at the Harry J. White Junior Nature Area because that's where the bonus cache is for a hiking tour of Stroud Preserve. That's where the bonus is. So, oh, the hint is it's a nano on the signpost in the finger find spot. So, go up. Oh yeah. It's there. Hold on. There it is. Got it. We got it.
She's going
All
to
right.
sign it,
Yep.
and we're going to go and get bonus cache number 2.